So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last puzzle in the present series of the maths puzzles, Little Genius Maths series. And of course the title is What's the Time? Now in this puzzle we teach the child first of all the analog clock, and then we go on to teach him the digital clock. Okay, to start with the analog clock, you can see it's a puzzle. So when the child puts the puzzle together, of course he will not forget what the analog clock looks like. 12, 1, 2, 3, all the way right up to 11 and 12. And of course the quarters and the half is there with a specific purpose. Then it's got blue minutes and the hours are indicated in red. And then the two hands, the minutes hand is blue and the hours hand is red. Now I know it is rather difficult to try and teach a child the time, how to read the time. But you know what, with this puzzle it's actually laughably easy. For starters, let's take that time. What happens is he simply reads the blue, points to the blue, and the red points to the red. And of course young people are, you know, they're faster, they run faster than older people. Older people tend to be maybe a bit smaller, and one has respect for them, and we read them first. So we read first the red, 4, and then the blue, 5. So that particular time would be 4:05. Let's take more examples. Let's turn it the other way around. Let's say that way. That time would be 1:20, which means 20 minutes past 1. Or let's take another example. Let's take 1:30. And that means it's actually half an hour before 2 o'clock. So 1:30, the red points to the red and the blue to the blue. And of course the quarters and the half is there for obvious purposes. Let's use an example with the quarter. Let's say, for example, we use that. So that time would be 12:15, or a quarter hour past 12 o'clock. Now then, once the child has built this puzzle a number of times, as you know, when children can build a puzzle, they build it over and over and over again, which, as I said previously, is exactly part of the plan, because association and repetition is the mother of learning. And he's actually adding the repetition all voluntarily, all by himself. Okay, so now when he understands and he can read the time, he can read it all the time, 12, 20, reading the blue and the red. And you know, eventually when he sees a clock somewhere else, where obviously the hands are not blue and red, he might ask you, Mom, why are the hands not blue and red? It's supposed to be blue and red. That doesn't matter. His association is laid down. That's all you want. Then from there, once he can read the time from the analog clock, we teach him the digital timing. Now again, I just want to show you a very, very important feature in this puzzle. We start off using what he has just learned, and that is the analog clock, the blue and the red. The analog clock, the blue and the red. He understands that because he's just done it so many times. Now, once again, all the Little Genius puzzles are always self-correcting. That means a puzzle piece never ever fits in the wrong position. It may look to you that that particular piece can fit anywhere else, but that is not true, because the digital time is cut to different shapes. Each shape has got one place. Each time has got one place where it fits. Very important feature is that all these activities are associated with all of the digital timing are associated with his daily activities. 12 o'clock at night, which is 0000, actually then he's fast asleep because it's night time. Now, you know, all families don't particularly and specifically and exactly have supper at 6 o'clock, but it's a sort of a mean average, something to associate 6 o'clock in the evening with, or 1800. Now the next question is going to ask you, you can see the digital time for 6 o'clock is repeated. There's two of them. There's two of each of the analog clock in a day's time. A day has got 24 hours. There's two 12 o'clocks, there's two 1 o'clocks, etc. And of course the next thing it's going to ask you is, now why does it go round twice? Well, the answer to that is, if it doesn't, then my dear son, your birthday is not going to come again. So you can see with each and every digital timing, each and every analog clock, there's the digital timing associated. And you can see the cut line and the cut line there, which makes every piece self-correcting. It fits only in the correct answer. In this case, it only has one place to fit. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the puzzle series of Little Genius for the math series.